This video is sponsored by Wing Technology, your ultimate flight sim hardware solution.
Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. It's another Sunday and we're cracking on with the Silvia, so we've got her out of her beloved garage. Latest things are done. All I've done is had a bit of clean up inside. Nice and clean now. And I've even got some floor mats. Look, I've never had floor mats before, because I weigh way too much, but I've gone for floor mats for that ultimate in creature comfort. Oh, and I've waxed inside the doors as well, you can see there. Probably didn't need to, really, but I thought, you know what, just do it while I've got some spare wax, so that's done. Right, so next, on to exterior bodywork. This is going to be the boring bit. Everything needs fixing, smoothing and preparing for paint, excluding the bonnet. The bonnet's going to go. I'm going to get a different bonnet, so ignore the bonnet. First thing is the louvre at the front of the vent. Smashed it, smashed the mount off it because I'm an idiot, so that needs fixing. I'll have to form a little bracket up for that. After that, we're just going to have to go panel by panel and we'll just fix it basically. So this 26-year-old car, there's cracks, there's dents, there's splits, there's every sort of bit of small damage that's possible is on this car. These panels need coming back to primer minimum, and various bits, lots of body filler going in, just small bits, there's nothing big, no big damage or anything. But the roof's got a dent, I don't know if you see in the middle there, friggin' dent. It's my own fault, I think. That needs filling in or reshaping or something, I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I'll do what I can to film as I go. It's going to be quite boring, but I'd appreciate your input as we go, as ever. Things like this, you see, I put these fiberglass panels on myself and I'm terrible human, so I did a terrible job. Really rough edges down here, that's basically just tiger seal, that is. He's covering up with body filler and all smoothing down and looking good. You see rough edges everywhere. Look at that, horrible. Needs smoothing down and looking nice. Ready for paint. In regards to paint, I don't know what it's going to be yet, whether I'm going to do it or pay someone else to do it. Depends if I can get enough money saved up or we'll get it wrapped or whatever. One way or another, and it will need smoothing down and fixing. So let's get on. We've just made up this alloy bracket, which is just offset through a new fixing point through there. Should do the trick, paint it up, clean it up a bit. That'll do for now, I think. Okay, and that'll do for now. Nice and sturdy. Right, let's crack on with the body panels. Welcome back everyone. So it's been 7 or 8 weeks since I spoke to you last. I've been cunningly preparing the bodywork for paint. I expected it to take 1, maybe 2 Sundays, but it took, I think, 8 Sundays, 6 days an hour. Was that 42, 48? Nearly 50 hours, so it's ridiculous. But it's done now. So I've prepared it from 80 to 120 to 160 to 20 grade, which is I think near enough the recommended 240. And just got every panel and filled the dents, sanded them smooth, filled the cracks as best I could, sanded them smooth, sanded the paint as smooth as I could, bearing in mind it's terrible DIY paint that's gone funny, so it was rather difficult, but we got there. Feels nice and smooth now. All the way around, the skirts, which are cracked from the crash I had a while ago, doors, then the dents, then there little bits of rust at the bottom, stuff like that. If you remember, I've raised the door slightly and lowered the skirt, so you've got a couple of mil gap now, which is nice. Rear fenders done, and I've also done this little fillet all the way around here with body filler. Probably looks a bit weird on the camera, but it's really smooth, so it blends it in nicely now. Not quite finished how I want it. Also, I'm not quite sure how to paint from here onto that bit there, which is kind of like a rubber steel, so I haven't decided that yet. Left notes for the body shop guys, we're going to be doing the painting. Dents and things filled, cracks and stuff filled. Looks a bit weird, but it's perfectly smooth, so fingers crossed it's going to look okay. Boot lid, fiberglass problems, but it should be okay. Really weird, I don't know what happened to the bumper here, it's gone all lumpy. Fiberglass. Really don't know what it is, it's almost like there's something underneath it pushing up, like stones or something, but I've checked and there's something there, so I don't know what it was. So I sanded it as smooth as I could and it'll still be a little bit bumpy, but there's not much I can do about it otherwise. like I said, what was it now? It's August now, so 5-6 months ago when we started this project, I said there's not much we can do about these screws. They hold it on. The body glue, whatever, that I use, just is not strong enough to hold these on. These fenders on, the fiberglass fenders. So I had to go back with screws afterwards, and it's just, I can't make them look pretty, so they are what they are. Just paint over them, hope for the best, I guess. Ask the body guy if he can do anything, but I doubt it. Again, I've got to somehow make this look good here. So we'll see. Problem was, the doors and the roof were okay, but everything else was my kind of DIY eBay paint I had on there, and it wouldn't sand. It turned to tar when it gets hot, when you sand it, and you physically couldn't sand it, so I had a nightmare. It took days and days to kind of sand that, either sand it off or just sand it flat. It was the most difficult thing I've ever done. It's weird. Don't paint the car yourself, ever. I think it's because I never IR cooked it, so it never really set, so it always stayed a bit tar-like. Whereas normal paint, here, that's been properly cooked or whatever, you know, this was done by a professional, that was sandable. It didn't melt. Very odd thing to happen. And here I've done these steel tops again. And they're very pretty. I'm not going to get this painted, I don't think it's worth it. So I've just done kind of the edge that's going to be visible. Up here, taken plastic metal covers that go along there, taken them off completely, which is why you can see. And taking the weather seals off as well, so we get access for painting. I'm going to paint them separately. Got them in the boot. All problems down here, field. Some places I've gone through to the metal, so I've just tied it up until it gets to the shop. This was a bit of a problem for this leading edge. I've done as best I could. This leading edge is damaged in a crash, so I've done it as best I could with filler. Got it as smooth as I can, but I can't quite get that edge right so that it's going to marry up nicely perfectly with the seal. So I've basically just left it long with the filler, and I'm going to ask them to do it for me. And it's got to somehow tally up with the seal we're going to have, the windscreen seal. I just realised half the windscreen seal is still in there. That's interesting. I see that being problematic. Dents up here from crash. The whole car folded a little bit when I had the crash. It wasn't a massive crash, but the whole car folded a bit, and this dent happened. So I've gone over it. I've done it as best I can. There's some dents over there as well. You can see. Fingers crossed that's good enough. I could just see some rough bits that have come down. What's that happened there? Just leaving it, even leaving it, is some little things like that have opened up. We'll have to go over and inspect that. Oh, I forgot. I'll go around the other side. This was a real problem. I've never seen this before. It's just, I don't know, I have weird cars. This paint was all bubbled. And I assumed it was from some glue they'd used before to stick something on it, some fancy bit of bodywork. But when I got rid of the paint, I found that all of this is rusted. But it looked like from the outside in. Usually when something rusts, it's from the inside out, but this is the outside in. So I scrubbed the rust down and I body filled it back to the shape of the A-pillar again. But I couldn't quite finish it off, couldn't quite get it right. You can probably tell there's little holes and stuff in it there. So it needs finishing off, but I think professional have to finish that off. I've got the rough shape right. It just needs finishing off and painting, so fingers crossed that it doesn't come back, whatever that problem was. Never seen it before, so. Bonnet, it's not getting painted because I'm getting rid of it. I'm going to get a composite bonnet instead, so you can scratch that. Front bumper has more cracks. That's more body filler, that bumper, than fiberglass. I've crashed it so many, not crashed it, but, you know, bumped it so many times. Speed bumps, all kind of stupid stuff like that. Finally do get this car painted, I'm never going to be able to drive it. It's just too delicate now. It's held together mainly by body filler. Smooth that all off, it probably looks dodgy, but I can't feel anything that's kind of smoothness. So it's been a long time doing this. And a lot of places I've gone all the way through to the actual fiberglass, which is annoying, but that's how it is. With dents. All dents and rust sorted. That's about it. I've got a list of instructions in there for the body shop, to all the things that need checking and redoing and whatnot. So fingers crossed, next time I report in, we should have a painted car. Stand by. Hello valued viewers, I hope you're doing wonderfully well. I can't remember when the last part of this video must have been, maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. Quite a while ago, quite a lot's happened. So what we've got now is we've gone for Ford Frosted White, no particular reason, just like the tone of that white. Where did I leave you last? I left you when we had finished the bodywork sanding down to 240 grit. I stopped filming at that point because it just got really boring and soul destroying, but I went to see a proper bodyworker. First thing I had to do is take it even further to 600 grit, which just meant days of more sanding. Then we got it primed at a proper paint shop. Then it came back here, and I repaired the primer, and I flattened the primer, and then we went back to the workshop. Then it got its top coat and lacquer, which is where you see it now, and it's been flattened as well. It's about, I don't know, somewhere between 95 and 99% complete. I've had it back for 3 weeks and I've been just finishing off the details, doing the detailing. Still to be done, as I'll show you in a minute, is it needs to be polished still to bring it up to a shine. Also, there's 2 errors that I've made that need fixing, and that's about it. So, with a walk around, the wheels are still the old Rotor 5-spoke GTR in an off-white. They'll need to be replaced or refurbed. Let me think what I should do. I'm thinking either white, frost white, refurb, or bronze, light bronze. Let me know what you think is going to go best. Alright, so let's get some close-ups, shall we? Hopefully you like it. One thing I need to do is inside these areas here. Paint's pretty crap still, so I'm going to wait until it's on jack stands again. Next time it's on jack stands again and the wheels are off, I'll flatten all this down and do these inside bits probably, but they're not really critical. Fiberglass come out really well. Painting fiberglass is just horrendous. I'm sure anyone out there who knows, and it's almost impossible to tell this is fiberglass. It's come out a really good finish, and bearing in mind that that there is full of cracks, dents and holes, like filled and softened down to 600 grit and flattened. And if you go super microscopic on it, you can find some evidence, but you know, unless you literally know what you're looking for, it looks like metal. And super chuffed with it, basically. Still got a crack down there, really nasty crack. Probably won't be able to see it on the camera, and I've got to do some fiberglassing on the underside of that to get it right. Next question for you guys: grill. It's a genuine Silvia grill. Shall it go to black? What do you think? What colour do you think? I'm not happy with it. White. It doesn't quite. I don't know. It doesn't quite look right. The bonnet I ended up flattening, which took a load of work, but flattening and fixing, and painted the bonnet. However, it will go 1 vent carbon, but it turns out the cost is a lot higher than I thought, and it will just have to wait. So I've saved up enough. So I'm thinking of sending that, bear in mind that will be carbon grey, thinking of sending that black. But let me know what you think. If so, flat black or shiny black, don't know. Let me know what you think. These hooks here, because you know, I had to do everything on the cheap, what you'd normally do is remove all of the bodywork, remove mirrors, remove doors, remove everything, the lights, and then paint it. But because everything's done on the cheap here, everything was done with everything attached. So obviously things like that I've just got completely oversprayed in white. So what I'll do at some point is take them, either replace them or just take them off and just spray them in silver. Minor thing. Yeah, what was the other thing I needed to do? Something on the front I really need to, oh no, I've already showed you that. This one, again, damaged. This was damaged in transit, this fiberglass panel, but I've got it back to pretty much perfect. I'm going to say it, but it's nearly there. The vents, they're a little bit tacky, as you can see. I'm just going to probably literally use just a permanent marker just to go and repair those little bits there of over spray. Where are we? There we are. Skirts will come out absolutely pucker. I'm super chuffed with them. Gaps down here I haven't filled yet, but I will. As you see, there's actually a massive gap there. What I've done is just filled. I don't know if you can see it on the camera how well it comes out. I've filled it so it looks like one piece, and I'll do it with the rest of it. Doors come out perfect. Both doors were dented. Window. Roof had a massive dent in the middle, and if to the trained eye you can actually see it, probably can't see it on the camera, but there's a thumping great dent in the middle, and I did all that myself, which I'm super chuffed about. Like I said, if you get the right light on it, you can actually see it. There's a dent about the size of a soccer ball. These trims have been redone, satin black. This, that looks almost, well, pretty much professional, that there. If you remember, this is all P38 body filler. Again, if you know a trained eye looks closely, you'll see it's just not quite right. But just the average thing, that looks metal. How cool is that, right? I know the camera probably might not zoom perfectly. With mirrors, easy obviously, and we've just gone white over plastic. Here is the other error. It's completely my fault. I messed up this handle. That stuff that looks like masking tape everywhere is paint. Completely screwed it up because I'm a friggin' idiot. So I've got to fix it. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'll figure a way out. Again, seal down these edges. These fiberglass over fenders, really hard to paint. Well, you know, for a professional obviously, but for us we struggled a bit, but pretty chuffed with it. And about fiberglass, is it crap? Oh, I forgot, yeah, I blended all this in. You see that? Compared to how it was before. It almost looks like actual real bodywork now. It is quite amazing. All this is blended. Again, if you look close enough, you see the errors in the paint and stuff. This is all stuff that I did yesterday to kind of get that line right. Because at some point I didn't want to paint the inside of the doors and stuff because it's just too much work. So I've left it black, kind of rotten, crappy black. And so I've just painted here, and you can see errors like there where, you know, that's not matched up, colour match is slightly wrong, stuff like that. But, you know, it's an inside of a door, it really don't matter. Here, again, you can see errors. Paint doesn't quite join up. 2 types of paint I've used. But you know what? It's good enough. It's a relatively clean edge. That's what I want. Screws done well at hiding. Hopefully the paint won't crack. We'll see. Edges not perfect, but pretty clean. It did better than I thought it would. Actually corrected it here with a felt tip pen. Turns out it was a bad idea. So this strip will need painting again, but this is black, but whatever, I'll do it another day. This has come out as metal, so it's come out well. Fiberglass. How did that get on there? Get off my brand new paint. Look at that. Son of a gun. Rear bumper was full of cracks. Where does that shit come from? As you remember, completely repaired around on the left here by moi, and it looks pretty much like a new bumper. All of this is P38 filler, if you remember. So, not bad. Couldn't quite get round to the exhaust. Oh yeah, I forgot to clean the exhaust, but it's covered in paint, so do that second. Why did it get so dirty? So frustrating. And there. And that's it. Sealed all around there. I'm pretty happy with it. Still got some cleaning up to do. A couple of long shots. Do you not want that in your rearview mirror? So I'm going to crack on. This plexiglass. Let me know if we can. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but that's really dirty, inside and out. It's not just a case of, you know, not dirt as in, you know, get a rag and rub it off. It's, I don't know what it is. It's kind of got ingrained in the plexiglass, and the plexiglass has gone dull and foggy. Let me know if you know a way of restoring that plexiglass, because I need to really get on with it, because it's also a safety issue as well. Another thing is the paint kind of overspill. We've got little dots of paint on this glass. You probably almost certainly can't see it, but trust me, if you can hear that kind of cracking, that's dots of paint, and they are like iron. You can't get them off. Any idea how to get those dots of paint off? I've sit there and, you know, I can do that all day and it won't come off. So I need to find a way of getting that off the glass. You know, glass, you know, these are, you won't get another bit of glass if I break it, so I've got to be really careful what I do. As well as finishing off the outside, I'm getting some new seats that can be a bit better fit and adjustable. Whole of the interior needs cleaning properly because it's all got overspraying. These ruined now. Paint's got in the kind of carbon effect and ruined them, so I've got to do something with that. Again, let me know what you think I should do. And that's it. Can't think of anything else. I shall update you when we get a little bit further.